And we are live for some hot and heavy chair league action, week 4 with the Newb Factor versus the Globe Boys, and we begin with a quick ban on Illidan. May you get rid of this distracting muzak. If you'd like a soundtrack to accompany your game, you're more than welcome to pop on some smooth jazz or hard rock and roll, whatever strikes your fancy. I'm not going to force anything on you. It's very open here in chair league. Globe Boys taking a fair bit of time to discuss this, but they don't want to deal with Tracer in this one. It's a new hero. Not a lot of people have figured out how to deal with it, either for or against. So an understandable ban, and we're picking up Falstad on the side of Newb Factor. He's a high priority hero on most maps. It's hard to argue with being anywhere you want to be with a relatively short cooldown. You can deliver a whole lot of power just anywhere on the map, and that's something Newb Factor must feel comfortable with. Meanwhile, Globe Boys pick up their answer in the form of Kael'thas, saying, well, if you want to fly to us, you're going to fly into a great big fireball, so hope you are prepared for that. Falstad's world being upside down is probably really bad for him, considering he's on the top of a giant bird, so we'll see how that plays out for him. Meanwhile, Globe Boys decide to pick up their first warrior in the form of Dahaka. As a resident tryhard of Heroes of the Storm, Dahaka has absolutely useless in my hands, and I have died to him countless times. So in the hands of a skilled player, the ceiling for Dahaka may not have been found yet. He certainly has a lot of potential, especially with all the bushes around this map. There's a lot of hidey places. They clearly have a plan going in this. Newb Factor prioritizing a lot of damage with Falstad and following up with Vala and even Rhaegar, who's like some sort of hybrid healing assassin mutant. Certainly a lot of damage on the side of Newb Factor for now. So I'm curious what Globe Boys would ban here. I'm not curious anymore. They scoop up ETC. They don't at the moment have a lot of stuns to without being in range. I don't know if Mosh Pit extends farther than Kael'thas' Storm or Dahaka's Tongue. I think it beats the Tongue. I don't think it beats the Tornado, but I'm not really sure on that. Either way, they don't want to have to deal with that today, and that would certainly be a good pickup for Newb Factor. Newb Factor eating into their tank time for their next ban. This ban may be more important than either of their next two picks, and they deny Morales to Globe Boys. It's certainly a lot of healing potential, and if you don't have a great way to get there, which with as low health as their team is, that might be a pretty safe assumption. They don't want to risk having to plow through and get to the medic before Kael'thas and the rest of the team can tear them up. So I can understand the Morales ban there. Globe Boy says, well, you know what? You want to take away one support? Fine, we'll pick up two. Picking up Tyrande and Brightwing. So a lot of crowd control on the side of Globe Boys. You got tornadoes, tongues, arrows from the sky, polymorphs. They certainly want to physically control the battlefield, which on channel points is a pretty strong thing to do. Newb Factor just piling on the damage in the form of Thrall, so that is some very high damage output heroes, and everyone's just staying behind Johanna. Her health bar is a good clock for how long engagements should go, and when it starts dipping low, it might be time for everybody to leave. But certainly a lot of protection offered there, so that could wind up being very, very good for Newb Factor. If they can get all their damage out before the stuns, before the polymorphs happen, then they can wipe out Globe Boys pretty fast, because they don't have a whole lot of health on their side either, and not a whole lot of ways to bring that health back. So that certainly is the tale of two stories. Does damage take the day, or is it going to be battlefield dominance? Globe Boys figuring out how to cap this off. They've got... I wouldn't be surprised if they picked up a some sort of damage. Rexar! Well, that is not what I expected, but somebody on their team must feel confident, because that's not a pick you pick lightly, and certainly not expected by Newb Factor. So that should play out very excitingly. I'm really thrilled to see how that goes. We will hop into the game here. Let me close some extraneous windows. Give you guys the best captain experience you can get. We'll get everybody readied up, give them a quick pep talk to figure out their strategies, and we will hop in on the other side. And we are into Towers of Doom in Week 4 in Chair League. On the side of the Newb Factor, we have Goose on Falstad, Ouija on Rhaegar, Bob the Wobbly on Vala, Johanna on Hoax, and Tweeko on Thrall. And on Globe Boys, we have against them Palladium on Brightwing, Cactar on Dahaka, OK KOA on Tehran, Shams Waggle on Kael'thas, and Lady Science on Rexar.
One. Fight. Welcome back, hero.
And we're starting with a fairly strong push from Globe Boys in the middle. No real contest from them. Might have some connection issues.
Welcome back.
All right, guess we'll be fine. So everybody kind of Kind of splitting off to lanes after a weird start. No real push coming from Globe Boys. And Dahaka and Tyrande looking for a potential gank on Thrall. A lot of damage coming in. The arrow misses and Thrall's going to escape. So we got two 2v1s in the favor of Globe Boys in top and mid, which means all the pressure's coming from the bottom, and Newb Factor with lowly Rexar trying to stem this onslaught of punishment and doing okay so far.
Hero.
Tyrande moving down to help.
What's this? A hero has left the battle.
Some peculiar connection issues for Swoggle on Kael'thas, but this seems to be just par for the course for him. So big stuns coming down against the Newb Factor, a lot of damage pouring on, and they're gonna have to withdraw. No fountain tapping for them, so we're gonna try to take this with the help they got. 10 seconds till shrines pop up. Looks like the big fight's going to be here in the bottom. With 3-on-3 for each side. Looks like up at the top they're just going to calmly trade. Johanna looks like she's going to go make a move, and she will get the delay. Is she going to get away from it? No, it looks like she's going to be fine. Globe Boys get the channel on the bottom, and it looks like their fight's going to be in the top right instead. Falstad shows up to help. Big damage going down on Kael'thas. Is he going to get away? No, he's going to get obliterated. Brightwing's going to flutter and flee for her life. Polymorph on Johanna will secure her escape. Thrall tries to grab the turn in, but isn't going to quite get there. Johanna's going to fall. We've got our first set of takedowns across the map. And this is not where I thought the fight's going to be, but it looks like it's going to go to the side of the Globe Boys, picking up 2 shrines to 1. What a weird engagement, but that's what high mobility heroes can get you. Dahaka and Falstad can just be where you want them to be. Brightwing too. So no huge advantage for either team yet. Globe Boys certainly in the lead on core health, but that's... Yeah, the knight is still young. Globe Boys thinking about taking their camp here. I'm not sure if they're gonna... If they get caught out here, that could be bad for them. It looks like they're gonna have enough damage and speed to take it. Newb Factor just taking their own. And Globe Boys also taking the top, so they're looking to posture a bit of damage here. No one really here to stop them, just Thrall and Johanna. They'll be able to contain this quite well if Globe Boys doesn't press the matter. A lot of damage going down on Johanna. It looks like she's going to make it out with not a lot of health, but the only hit point that matters is your last one. Owl coming in, not going to hit anybody. But a good try for Dahaka. Good map awareness. Nice burr from Dahaka to save him. Brightwing coming to save the burr. And Falstad, oh, he's going to get caught out by that Brightwing vision, and that's going to remove his ability to do anything. He wisely retreats. Camps look like they canceled out in bottom. Not a whole lot of damage on structures just yet. And we've got our second set of altars in bottom and super bottom. Newb Factor getting the setup on the top of the shrine. No one really setting up for the bottom yet. They got a small party bush here, but it's only got 2 people. If everybody runs fast, they're going to try to punish Dahaka for entering the non-promised land. Thrall starts channel on the top one. It looks like the Owl's going to take him off. Kael'thas gets bottom for free. It's hard to argue with him not being in the team fight, but that is free points. But that may wind up costing Dahaka his life. The shrine's still up, so it is worth fighting for. The bear goes down. Rexar becomes just a little use impaired. Owl does a nice interrupt, but I don't think they can do much but stall this. I think this is eventually going to go to Newb Factor. A nice escape by Brightwing.
Welcome back, hero.
And so another good trade from both sides. Each team picking up a shrine. Nobody with a humongous advantage yet.
Has left the battle.
Thrall misses on the wolves. Dahaka's gonna roam around free as a bird, or a hybrid Zerg monstrosity thing.
A hero has left the battle.
Meanwhile, big pile up here for the Newb factor, picking up their camp. Tehran sees it, but not really in a position to do a whole lot about it, except for Rexar taking the opposing camp. So these should cancel out nicely in bottom. And maybe there's still a bit of health in those minions. Newb factor could make a move here if they knew about it, but looks like they're not going to find out in enough time to do anything. Oh, Johanna says no. We're going to make a stab at it. She plants herself firmly on the point. That bar starts shifting to the side of Newb factor, and they take out both camps, but a bunch of damage coming down. I'm not sure they're going to get away from this. Damage on both sides. They're going to escape without losing a hero, but they're not in any kind of position to keep pushing with these minions. So, best you can say is that it just denied Globe Boys the chance to get one of their own. The Haka getting kind of low. Seems comfortable enough to just head back and tap. He's probably got a bunch of essence he can snack on if he's just feeling a bit peckish. And now the game's gonna get good. We got one tower spawning at the bottom, so we're almost certain to see a big battle here. Newb factor with their heroics. I don't know if Globe Boys is going to be able to scoop up enough experience to match them, so they may have to surrender this or fight at a big disadvantage. But and there goes the heroics. Ball is stunning people in place. A nice hinterland blast, deleting Tehran from the map. Dahaka soon to follow, and Kael'thas is not where he wants to be. He's going to fall through. So that's going to be a 3-for-0 on the side of Newb factor and the Shrine to equalize this thing. A nice pickup for Newb factor, and they extend their lead. Globe Boys, realizing they can't take an engagement right now, just decide to scoop up as much experience as they can. Brightwing in the top, he can go help, but instant trouble happens. And the fort falls from the side of Globe Boys. Newb factor picking up the bottom right fort here, and there's not really a whole lot you can do when you're that many players down. You just gotta cut your losses and take what you can. Johanna getting stuck here, but she's gonna just use her iron skin and just slither away. Tehran and Kael'thas working on taking their tower back. They're not in a position to take a whole bunch of damage. Kael'thas is in a lot of trouble here, and he's gonna fall to the tower. That is not what you want to see on the side of Globe Boys. Meanwhile, Vala falls down, and this is suddenly looking quite grim. What was a fairly recoverable position, and even an advantage early in the game might be pulling away from them if they can't get their feet on the ground. Newb factor picking up the top camp. Not a whole lot of challenge coming in, but the Haka decides to come in and see what he can do. He gets sundered out of the way, and that's gonna probably be the end of the Haka. He burrows once again, eats a bit of essence, but not a bunch of damage, and Brightwing's gonna follow too. That's the thing about heroes. It's not about who takes the first lead. It's who can hold on to it and capitalize. Because Globe Boys had the lead coming into the game. It wasn't a huge lead. It was just 4 hit points on the tower. But even though the score is equal now, they're down structures. Bottom fort is still on the side of Newb factor, and they're looking to take even more here by taking top. They're looking to send a message. Hinterland Blast not hitting anyone. A nice stun for Tehran. I don't think she's going to save the keep, but she's going to do... She might delay them long enough for Rexar to scoop this up. Now Johanna's going to come in and deny that. Falstad flies away to pick up the other shrine from the side of the Newb factor. It's a big fight here. Johanna getting low on health. A lot of power on the side of Globe Boys. Big rain coming out from Vala, but it looks like Globe Boys might have the momentum to start taking this down. They got a 2-for-0. Dahaka picking up some health. Nice Shadow Stalk to patch everybody up, and they're gonna trade. Well, sort of trade once again. So that's what Globe Boys needed to do to start establishing a foothold in this game. They got They got a nice pickup of 2 heroes. They didn't surrender both the shrines, and now they can take their time, take this keep back, equalize the buildings, and they're right back in this. They're down 2 hit points and most of a level. That's just one team fight. That can, one good pick, one bad positioning for Newb Factor in there, and suddenly Glow Boys is back in the lead. So here's something risky. Rexar picking up this camp. He knows where the other team was, and now the other team knows where he is. He's going to try to escape. Sundering's going to boot him into the corner. Brightwing's going to teleport, but I think she's just going to teleport to her death too. Rexar falls. Brightwing trying to escape. Shadowstalk's going to save her. And the Newb Factor is going to pick up the camp on the side of Globe Boys. But fortunately for Globe Boys, they did manage to take this top, and that's looks like it's going to do a lot of damage to that top building. So despite losing 2 heroes, this may wind up just being a structure trade, which is... Well, looks like we got a bit of a timeout. And we're back in the action with 3 temples spawning. Almost everybody on the board. Rexar is just spawning now at his core, so he should be able to.
What's this? A hero has
He
left
should be
the
able
battle.
to.
Welcome back.
All right, no pause called. It looks like we're gonna go straight into the fight. Kelthus is gonna go into fall. An excellent ancestral on Johanna's gonna keep her in the fight. She's gonna lock everybody down for all that damage on the side of Newb Factor to come in. Meanwhile, Newb Factor's gonna pick up the bottom shrine. A lot of damage coming in. Shadowstalk pop. No one else. Looks like no one else is gonna fall if Johanna can just keep everybody at bay. But she's certainly in the danger zone. Has to pop Iron Skin to save herself. A nice. Just too late stun on Thrall. Thrall is going to channel, and all the towers are accounted for. A huge Sundering just decimating the side of Glow Boys, and that's going to be almost a full team wipe. So now it is a full team wipe.
Welcome back.
That fight decidedly went onto the side of Newb Factor. And they're not done yet with presence on the board and knowing Glow Boys isn't coming anytime soon. They're just going to take down Boss and get 4 more shots, taking Glow Boys' health down to 11. And I'm guessing if you're the Newb Factor now, it's time to play cleanup. You got a map on your side that's going to be a problem if you leave it alone. Kelthus trying to do the same. See what the Owl can pick up. Just a bit too late, trying to sneak damage in when he can. Newb Factor picking up top, trying to make life as easy for themselves as possible. No reason to do anything too risky. They got about a full level lead. They got 10 hit points on the core to their advantage. And looks like they're about to take another building. Brightwing and Dahaka coming in to intercept. It looks like they're going to disengage and set up for this last shrine.
Welcome back, hero.
Both teams at 5 power, equal talent tier. If Glow Boys can pull something here, that would be. This might be their best chance to do it. They know where the fight's going to be. Shadowstalk coming in, see if they can pick somebody up. And they get straight into harm's way. Big fight coming down. Nice Sundering taking out Rexar. Down he goes. Phoenix Kelthus zoning people out. Johanna caught in the middle of things. A lot of damage is going to come onto her, but she's going to be fine. Hinterland Blast takes out Dahaka. Kelthus fell earlier. Tyrande and Brightwing are left, and they're not going to do much by themselves. They're going to try to get away. Oh, Brightwing's in such a tough spot. She's taking everybody on a grand adventure around Towers of Doom. An ice block to give herself a few more seconds, and then she's gonna fall. And so now things look pretty grim for the Globe Boys. They're almost certainly gonna lose this. Oh no! It looks like Newb Factor's gonna withdraw and just take the camp instead. Maybe. Seems to be the order of the day, but it's a 21-7 lead on core health. And from here on out, there's no telling what they're gonna do. That's what the Shrines are gonna do, rather. So what Globe Boys needs to hope for is just minimal Shrines popping up. Just one, maybe the top two. They can't afford for Newb Factor to get any more, because once they're below 4, they can make a move on boss at any time once it spawns, which is really going to divide Globe Boys' attention. Dahaka being brave out in the middle of the map. Newb Factor sees him, is going to try to swallow him up. Mission accomplished on the side of Newb Factor. A lot of damage coming in. Gonna trade Bala for most of the Globe Boys. Just a 2-for-1. That's not the end of the world. But if Rex Arcani really needs to hang on to this building, more importantly, he needs to survive. Misha's not around to help him out. It's just gonna be his birds and his axe. And now Newb Factor has a choice. They can set up for that shrine, or they can just take this top building and start plinking away and just go for game right now. And it looks like that's what they're going to do. Damage is coming in, stuns on Rexar. He's going to fall, and Brightwing, only Brightwing. And now Globe Boys has to react immediately. They have to simultaneously take back a building and stop Dahaka from channeling this, which would just be game on its own, and I don't think they're going to be in a position to do that. Damage is going to come in. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm completely out of it. They managed to stem the tide. Dahaka preventing the channel, but they really got to get jamming on this building. There's not much time left. Cannonball number 3 coming in. Cannonball number 2 getting ready to fire. And they are not going to be in time. Everybody's on different buildings, and that cannonball is gonna do it. And that's the power of losing control of those buildings. Once you have to make a choice, it's not a position you want to be in. This map was pitched as having only one. You have to do the objectives, but there's really more than one way you can win this game. And Newb Factor managed to find it by just having control of the buildings, dominating team fights with a 24-6 margin. It's hard to do a lot when you're off the map that much, but. Globe Boys looked like they were mounting a comeback there in the middle. They had a nice engagement, got a favorable exchange, and were in a position to reestablish themselves on the map, but just couldn't quite do it. So that will do it. Good games to Newb Factor and Globe Boys, but there is only one W, and today that W goes to Newb Factor. So GG everybody, and I'll see you around the Nexus. Take care.